That was a rough one. I mean, we fought all year long, battled various injuries, overcame adversity time and time again, but eventually it was gonna catch up to us, and that's what happened today. And for the Pacers, I tip my cap. They played incredibly well. They shot. It was a play. They have a new playoff record, NBA record for highest field goal percentage in the game. I mean, there's not much we can do with that, especially when we have like third stringers that that are getting real minutes. They shot 67.1% today. 53 for 79 from the field and 13 from 24 from deep. That was just there's not much we could do with that. I'm devastated, man. I love this team with all my heart. Um, it just sucks to see them go out like this. We we were in such a good position going to Indy up 3-2. We dominated game 5. It seemed like we were going to win game 6, but even if we did have to come back to game 7 at the Garden, we were going to be in a good spot to win that game. I guess we weren't. I mean, like our starting lineup at the start of the year: Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. Only one of those people started today, and his name is Jalen Brunson, and he's our 1A superstar player. He's our MVP caliber player, and even he got injured today. He fractured his hand. It's too hard to compete against teams when you just don't have bodies. Like Josh wasn't 100%. OG played less than 5 minutes and he wasn't right. So Tibbs sat him the rest of the game. Brunson went out probably halfway through the third quarter with that hand injury. There's just only so much you can do when you have so little. And we're a very deep team. Like, don't get me wrong. Um, we're definitely like a deep team. We have bench depth. We really do have 2 units. Like when we're fully healthy, our starting lineup would be Jalen, Dante, um, OG, Julius, Isaiah, and then off the bench you have um, Deuce, Josh, Bogey, Mitch, and Precious if you want. That's 10 people right there that were very good for us all year long. And then even throw Alec Burks in there because he played very well in those last couple playoff since game 3. So what, like the last 4 games? Um like that's a deep team right there. And I don't know. The injury bug was just out to get us the whole year. Um with that said though, we are in a very good position as an organization. Um we have a lot of first round picks. We have um like people that are locked up for the next couple years on very good contracts. Um, we have pieces that we can move for that other um, top tier player, and we can definitely go out there with our draft capital and grab somebody like that, like a Kevin Durant, a Donovan Mitchell, maybe. I don't like either of them, but I think we end up with one of them, and I'm just devastated. I don't know. It sucks right now. We'll get over it, and we'll be good going into next year. We're gonna be back stronger. And if you think about it, we're just entering our championship window right now. Now people are gonna want to come to the Knicks. This is a process. We have to lose a couple times in the playoffs before we can break through and get to that NBA Finals. Like the '90s, Knicks did not go to the finals their first years with Ewing. It took them all the way until 1994, given there was a Michael Jordan in their way. But it took time. What year was Ewing was drafted in the '80s? They didn't break through for at least 5 or 6 years. When was Patrick? Ewing was drafted in '85. It took them 9 years to get to their first finals. And this is year 4 for us. Year 4 under Tibbs and Leon, year 4 with Randall, and it's only that was only year 2 with Brunson. We have him for 2 more years, but I would assume we're gonna extend him after next season. I don't want to do it this year because this is too pivotal of an offseason to give someone an extension just to make them happy. We need to really go after another big name guy. If it means moving Julius Randle in the process, so be it. But we need one more player. And if you think about it, the Knicks were not supposed to be a championship team coming into this year or coming into this playoffs. Coming into the year, they definitely weren't. But after the OG Anunoby trade, we were a contender, but we were one piece away. And I think that's where we are now. With that said, though, we do have a lot of interesting decisions and tough decisions to make. Hartenstein's a free agent. OG's a free agent. As crazy as it sounds, we might have to think about bringing Alec Burks back. Because he really did show up in that second round, and he had another big game today. Um, yeah, Jalen Brunson. This team is special in a way that I can't really explain. Completely agree with that, dude. I just did not. I did not want this year to end. I didn't think it was gonna end today, and I just I don't know, dude. I'm heartbroken. That was that was a brutal one. Here's Jalen Brunson again on if he views this as a success for the Knicks this season. No. Of course he's gonna say that, but also at the same time, like I said, it's a process. We weren't expected to win a championship. We weren't supposed to win a championship. We're still getting to that point. We're almost there. I think we could win one in the next 2 years. 2 to 3 years. We just need Leon to keep pushing all the right buttons like he has. And and for our guys to perform. That's that's all it is. Um, yeah. But Draymond, this is not a fluke. Becky Hammond, he isn't too small. Um, it was it's just too much when over half your rotation is injured for pretty much the entire playoff run. Here's Tibbs on the season. I can live with the result. It's disappointing, but there's only going to be one happy team. 29 will fall short. If you've given everything that you have, you can live with whatever the result is. There's no regret. I agree. I know everybody gave everything they had every single night. They spilled their guts on the court. They fought till the bitter end. Even Dante, a minute remaining, going out there and just getting a steal, running a fast break. Then they took him out, got a standing ovation. Um, and that was that. The year was over. I mean, It's just too hard to win when your opponent shoots 67% from the field. And it's not even like we were playing bad defense. I thought we played a very good game. They just hit a lot of tough shots. That's all it was to me. And we'll be better next year. We'll be stronger. We'll be healthy. Hopefully, this injury bug does not come back. Um, and all of this is not Tibbs' fault. None of the injuries are. Maybe the OG one a little bit, but um, I don't. There was. I've listened to multiple doctors say that it wasn't, and um, it was just unfortunate that it happened. Like he landed in a bad spot, and that was that. I mean, Josh Hart will be back. Dante will be back. Deuce might not be back. We might trade him. Same with Randall. But I don't know, dude. Let me know how you feel about this in the chat right now. Are the Knicks going to give up some of their big pieces, or are they going to sit back and try to run it back with a healthier team? I personally don't think we have enough with this group. I still think we are one player away. So I don't want to run it back. And if it means giving up Randall to get, say, a Devin Booker or something, someone of that stature, so be it. I mean, Julius has done so much for us. I know he leaves it out there every night, just like all these Knicks do. Then is it gonna be Mikal Bridges, the guy we get, and reunite all the Nova Knicks? Um, but I think that could be a real option. I just think it might take too much to get him because he is on the Nets. I also don't know what his contract situation is. Let me see real quick. Um, but I would definitely be interested in entertaining a Mikal Bridges trade. Let's see. It's saying he'll make 23 point. Um, so this was, I don't know. I think he signed through 24-25. But that's also the thing. Like we do have cap space. We have a lot of team friendly deals. I think Randall's making the most money right now, and it's not even on like a terrible contract. So we have room to go out and spend money. Um, and yeah, so Randall's the most. He has a 4-year, $117 million contract. So he makes a little bit more than Jalen every year. Which isn't really. It's not like crazy, but Jalen's definitely better. Um, and I don't know. I think we're definitely in a good spot as a team. Um, we do have 2 first round picks this year. We have both the Wizards and Pistons pick for next year. Um, I don't know how strong that draft class is either. I know this one is not great. One of the weaker classes in history. But like just overall, we're in a very good spot as a franchise. I think we have the 3rd most first round picks coming over the next 5 years or something. Um, we have a lot of cap space. We have team friendly contracts. We have room to make a lot of moves. And Leon Rose has proved that he's going to make the right moves throughout his short tenure with us to this point. Getting back to a little bit of talk about this game, though, like I don't even know what we did. Like we could have done differently. We were a little bit late. We were lazy in the 3rd quarter when we had a chance to really get back in the game. I think we cut it to like an 8-point lead. and now we had 3 turnovers in a row, and the Pacers just put their foot on the neck on our necks and stomped on them. Um, bye Knicks. I'm a Wizards fan, but bye Knicks. Come on, bro. Like you guys had the second worst record in the NBA this year. What do you guys have? I don't even think you guys had a good lottery, right? Um, and we get your pick next year, so I hope you guys are terrible again. Um, Kuzma, I'm not saying he should come to the Knicks, but I feel like he wanted out of the Wizards for some reason. Um, so that and he was like their best player this year. So if they got rid of him, um, then they would just be terrible. I get that I have Jordan Poole and stuff, but I don't know. They're not going to be good either. I just think I don't know. Even though we lost, it was a successful season in my eyes. Um, we just got to continue to going about the process that I've been harping on the right way. We can't try to speed it up, which is what we did after 2021 when we lost to the Hawks. We tried to sign Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, Nerlens Noel, handed out a bunch of bad contracts, and obviously it failed. And so I think we stay disciplined to the kind of contracts we're giving out. But this is the time to go after a superstar player. Um, and now that the season's over, I'm willing to talk about like just how like what we should be doing in the off season and stuff like that. I wanted to stay in the moment and focus on the playoffs while we were still in it, but now we're out. Fell one game short of the Eastern Conference Finals. Next year, mark my words, we're going to the finals. If we were fully healthy this year, I think we would have. I don't know. I think the West is loaded right now, and we wouldn't have won against any of the Western teams. But um, but it would have been nice to go to the finals. I thought we could have knocked off the Celtics. They're just too mentally weak, and I do like how we match up with them, except for Porzingis, as I've said multiple times. Now I gotta watch the Mets all summer. We're terrible. I know we won today, but how do we lose a series to the Marlins? That's just horrible. Um, it's just a rough loss, man. I really do want to see this core back together again, but I know if we are gonna win a championship, we're probably gonna have to move on from um some of the guys like the Deuce McBrides and stuff like that. Um, yeah, definitely the best season of my life. But yeah, this was that was just a rough game, man. Man, I was so confident too going into that. Going into that game seven, I just did not expect them to come out and shoot 76% from the field in the first half. Um, this is interesting. Tommy Thibodeau said it was his decision to not put OG back in the game after pulling him with 5 minutes in. He said he didn't like the way OG was moving and didn't want to risk it. Um, said he and OG had a long talk yesterday, and OG wanted to give it a shot today. Okay, I respect that. Yeah, he didn't look good. He left. He was probably more of a detriment to us and hurting us more than he was doing well, playing well. Um, it just wasn't good today. It wasn't our day. Let's see. I didn't really see the rebounding battle because I thought it was pretty close in this one. Um, Let's see the rebounds. We lost by 5. So that trend continues. And the important trend, the home team lost. Um, Dante a record 9 threes in the game. Um, he played very well. He played defense. He shot the ball well. He had over 30 points. Brunson again couldn't get it going on the offensive side of the ball, and he's not the greatest defender either. So I don't know. It was rough. It wasn't our day. We'll be back next year, better, better, um, and that's how it's gonna be. Um, yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm your host Ben Bally, and I'll talk to you soon.